Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode of the Produce Loft. I'm here today with Kane. We know him as Greig and he's from Scotland, so this one will be in English. But if you'd like to read along anyway, there are subtitles, so please turn those on. Let's get into a little bit of a history lesson first.
Yeah.
You're from Scotland.
Yep.
You produce hardstyle music here in the Netherlands.
Yep.
Why? What happened?
Well, I started producing hardstyle like years and years ago, man, when I was like a teenager. And obviously for me it was just fun to do this, because I really loved, I just loved hardstyle and I wanted to find out how to do it. So downloaded a lot of fucking sample packs and all this shit to like start figuring it out. And then like 10 years down the line, I'm now living in the Netherlands doing this fucking, living this dream.
Yeah.
Weird.
Like your job.
Yeah,
it's just making music. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So where do you get your inspiration from? Like for tracks or new stuff?
The toilet.
Just sitting down, relaxing.
Nah, like inspiration, man. It's a fucking good but horrible thing at the same time. Like, you know, it's not like, you know, people go to their job day in and day out. They just have to do the same thing. So they gather the knowledge and the skill to do it. But if you don't have inspiration, man, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like really, like you have times where, you know, like you can go for like a month straight. You know, you've just got so much ideas. You just get them out. But it comes to a point where that inspiration is just not there, and you do nothing. Like nothing happens. You can get frustrated, try and go through it as much as possible, and then sometimes you're just completely dry of everything.
Yeah.
So you do nothing for like certain time. But I mean, it can honestly, it can come like really at the most like strangest times. Honestly.
Do you have an example?
Well, you know, one of those times I was really not feeling like inspired about anything is when I made Bring the Raw. I was like, I really, like I said to my girlfriend yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna make a rap track, I'm gonna do the vocals, and I'm gonna make a video of it. And she was like, okay, whatever. And I was like, and what I wanted to do more is like, when I speak to people, they really think that I live this life where I'm taking so like drugs, fucking so many bitches, doing this, you know, driving fancy cars and all this. And what I wanted to do was like make that a thing in the track. So like the vocals obviously say that.
Yeah.
Like popping pills, fucking bitches, making money, getting riches, and then do a video that just shows you the complete opposite, like of, you know, this badass who, you know, doesn't even own a car, but like all these things. Looking all badass and not being that way at all. Like it's funny. So that's when I had no inspiration. I just thought, fuck it, I'm gonna write a rap track that makes no sense and just go for it and see what happens. And it came out the way it did, which I think is quite good, but at the same time ridiculously funny and stupid. You know,
it's a good combination.
Not to be taken seriously at all.
So you also made a track recently together, and in the video clip we see you get also a lot of inspiration from your fans, from the people close to you, like the small things.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, together, I actually originally wrote with Demos. We actually sat in my studio in Scotland to make the original track, and we actually had a bit of a tough time at this point. And I was like, let's make a track like to sort of, you know, like bring that to light, like, you know, we can all go through hard times. And the track was just to say, you know, like when I was down and stuff, we went, like, for instance, well, before I even was a DJ, I went to DEF CON and I had the best time. And it just, you know, you let go, you're with your friends, just got together, had the best time, and you know, you forget about all the shit in your life pretty much. And that's basically where it came from. We just know, together, it's like I think everyone as well that's at the parties and such can relate to it.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from pretty much. And then I decided, you know, it deserved a bit of a remake because the previous track was good, but technically not as good as it could be. So I done a remake of it, and done like a different melody and stuff, and I feel like that melody even it hits you straight in the feels yet again. But I wanted to, with that, like, you know, now that I'm a DJ and I get pictures with all these people and it makes their day, really, people, oh my god, can't believe I got a picture. And to me, it's like, it's funny because I'm just me. I'm not a famous person, and people really get like amazed by the fact that they've met me.
Yeah, but they see you as a famous person.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, that's fucking insane, to be honest. Like, it's not something that I'll ever get used to. But I wanted to make the video like, all these pictures of us meeting together and stuff. I wanted to make it like as a thank you to them because, I wouldn't be where I am without them.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of the music that I've made and stuff makes people feel exactly like in the lyrics and stuff. So that was really it. That's all.
So do you keep a lot of contact with your fans and stuff? Like?
I try to as much as possible. I did make a Telegram group like over a year ago now, I think. And the whole sole purpose of that was just to keep in touch with everyone that was really close and wants to like get involved. But I forget about Telegram half the time, and I try and update it as much as possible. But at the start when I made that thing, everyone joined it and was fucking going insane because like I was in there just talking to everyone, sending selfies and being stupid with them. But yeah, when people write to me on Instagram and not so much Facebook these days. I just not really using Facebook much. But like Instagram's much more easier to like keep in touch with people. Snapchat sometimes, but I get bored of that really easy. But yeah, online and stuff on Facebook, all the platforms, I just try my hardest to keep in touch with everyone. And like for instance on Facebook and stuff, if people share stuff like my music and stuff, I always like it. Leave a comment or something, just to try and.
It's also in the small things, people appreciate it so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about social media, I think social media is really important nowadays for you're not only an artist if you make music, but you have a whole image around you, obviously.
Yeah, true.
What do you think about your image on social media, and how do you work into that?
Oh, my image in social media, it's like obviously the gang thing and stuff. Like we all done that, like me, Rula, and Sefa, all these people, we all done that together, like the whole we done that all together. But it's like everyone can get involved with it as well though, like doing the whole gang. Everyone sends me videos all the time, and them just randomly in the street ganging people, and
so good.
Like that's what I love about social media, is like you can really get involved with your fans and do something funny. Like it changes all the time. I don't know what it's going to be tomorrow, like the whole thing, and I didn't know that it was going to be gang after that. So if you just keep up like having fun and being yourself, like the things I do on social media, like maybe a couple of years back, maybe even a few years back, I was a bit more I tried to stay really professional, like really firm, and have this, like I looked up to all these other names in the scene who were doing just that, and I don't know, I felt like it wasn't really right for me. Like I never will be this guy that's like takes everything super seriously, like a lot of people are very passionate and very serious about their music and their image and stuff, whereas me, I'm passionate about everything, but I like to have fun, I want people to have fun with me and not take everything too serious. So that's like on social media, I'm basically just my true self, and that's very important to me. But it's a thing that a lot of people don't have, is that sort of connection with people on social media and the way they image themselves. Some people, like, I mean, you see a lot of people and they're very serious, like I said, and to me you need to just let loose a little bit and be yourself.
I think it's also part of your charm, like people get to know you a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about the scene, because there's a lot of changes going on like the last 2 years. What do you think about the scene right now, and is there anything you'd like to change, or is it just really positive right now?
The scene right now, to be honest, it's a bit weird for me, like for instance, like when I made a track like Together, the response to that one was, I expected more, to be honest. Like I expected more people to, oh my god, this a melody, blah blah. And then I made like Bring the Raw, and people are going crazy about it, and obviously it's funny, it's more relatable, it's more you can approach it better and have fun with it, and that's like, that kind of brings it to light a little bit as well, like the people really want the melodic stuff, which I love to produce, like put my feeling into it, and like that stuff. and then it's like you make something a bit more stupid, a bit more raw, and people go crazy for it, like more crazy than they would for the, like they want it harder is what I'm trying to say. And like when I produce up-tempo tracks and stuff, like put that into my set, they just go harder at the very end, like and this, I feel like that's the way the scene's going, like they really want it, much harder and faster, and so it's a bit strange actually, like, because I used to make my tracks at like 150.
Yeah.
That was like, that was the highest, and then, it came to the stage where Raw was getting a bit faster, so, it came to the stage where, when I made tracks like Messenger of Death, that was like, raw as it could be, really. And it wasn't even called Raw then, it was actually
more
just
about the sound and
it was like dark,
it was.
It was dark hardstyle. It was a bit more fierce sounding, and then now, it's 160 is like
At
155
least,
to 160,
Yeah.
sometimes even 165, like it's insane. But I like it though, because I like when I play live, like this guy with a beard, this fierce look, if I start playing euphoric hardstyle, man.
Yeah. No. That's not.
Yeah, but for me, like I really on the stage and stuff, I really feel like
The energy.
I feel the energy from the crowd, and you can go hard on that as well, and that's that's what I love as well. Like I can go as hard as the crowd and stuff. So like it's really, the scene just wants harder, faster, pretty much.
Yeah. So you play along with that.
I enjoy it though. That's the thing. Like I wouldn't, if I really didn't like the way it was going, like the way the scene was going, I wouldn't get involved with it.
No.
But I was talking to Nosferatu, about like how, like he was saying, what, because he was playing after me, and he's like, what do you start on? And I was like, 160, and then he's like, what do you end on? I was like 200, and he's like, what the fuck? It didn't. It wasn't angry or something. It was just like, Jesus,
Whoa,
like you're a hardstyle DJ, and he's like, it's funny though, because like he's been, here, start hardcore, but like hardcore was like 140 BPM at one point, 150 was like the starting of it, and then he's like, now it's like up to like 250, 300, like people are just, and that's what he said to me. He said that life is like a sine wave. And I was like, that's actually very true. He's like, because you never know, like, how's it going to be next year? Is it going to be people wanting to slow down a little and then bring it, like,
it's always the trends, like,
it goes
something very popular and everybody does it, and then suddenly it's something different.
Exactly. But it just changes all the time. It's like I said, it's interesting to see where it will be next. That's the point of it. I like about it. It just changes all the time. Yeah. It's never stuck to one thing.
Okay, you also have a live act. You're also known as the Hardstyle Viking. Yeah. Can you tell us what's the difference between the Hardstyle Viking and Kane?
Well, basically, like with Kane, like I want to sort of have a more serious look with the Hardstyle Viking.
Yeah.
On stage performance, and with the music, like the music having a more like Viking related theme, but also the music being more serious on it, like telling a story, having all this sort of Viking war drums and all this kind of stuff, and when I go on stage, I mean, I'm wearing makeup and all the Viking looking shit, and also like with, I mean, at Decibel, for instance, I had like a few of my bearded friends, my brother Lau, for instance, and there was one of my biggest fans who's like got a fucking Viking like tattoo up here, like the logo. He was also there, and we entered the stage with like Kane flags. My brother was holding a shield, and he was just like, we walked through, instead of doing the standard like entry, like standing up from behind the deck, oh, the Hardstyle Viking. We decided we're going to do something, like we just need to get something different, So I made an intro, which was quite intense when it started, and then I came from the very back of the audience and just went right down the middle, and then my brother had a shield, and the other guys were like surrounding me, and they were just creating a path for me to walk through, and then there comes the music, which is like, it's like you're getting taken, from euphoric sort of, or raw euphoric hardstyle if you want, and it's got more feeling at the very start. Like the first 10 minutes are like full on like euphoric tracks, and then it takes you into like the more extreme raw, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and then it's like the last maybe 2 tracks is just completely 200 BPM, fucking go crazy, so it's like it takes you right through. And then with Caine, obviously I play like colleagues tracks, what's hot right now and stuff, but the music that I play is also a bit more loose. There's no real set, like every theme can be different. It's like for instance, you're never going to hear my Yellow Claw bootleg in a Hardstyle Viking set or something. You're not going to hear Kendall Duck 2.60 5,000,069 versions of it in the Hardstyle Viking. So the Hardstyle Viking is plain and simple, just completely, serious music, serious image, serious everything. And then Caine, it's just like, whatever the fuck, just have fun.
Yeah.
Pretty much, that's it. That's the gist of it.
So, do you prepare for these Caine sets in the same way as the Hardstyle Viking sets, or is this totally different?
Well, for Caine, it's like, like I say, it's like more fun tracks that I like at the moment, ones that have no real theme, you can just play them.
Yeah.
Obviously I do like, sit and make a list of the tracks that I want to play in that set. Whereas like the Hardstyle Viking, there's a lot more effort and a lot more, because I try and not play those tracks in a regular Caine set. Is a bit difficult because I really like to play them, but I try and keep it sort of, to the side, so that if people are getting a Hardstyle Viking set, they're getting like an exclusive thing. But I find it very difficult not to play them all the time, so that's the one difficult part. But like Caine, it's just, I can play hardcore at the very end. It doesn't have to be my tracks completely, it can be, someone else's. So it's just a very varied set. But the Hardstyle Viking is just all my tracks, and just full on Viking related stuff.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about 2019. We're filming this in January, but you'll be seeing this in February somewhere.
Yeah, something.
I think.
Like
I know. So festival season is starting in 3 months. You excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah.
Any specific plans, things, collabs, tracks, whatever?
Actually, collabs and stuff, not really so much. I do have the collab with Ruler. I think he's working on an album. I think it'll probably be released on that. I just need to finish it, to be honest. I'm being a fucking idiot. He sent me everything. I've done very little to it, literally. But yeah, I need to finish that one. I've got a collab with Destructive Tendencies, which is like, I think, is it 190 BPM, 200? I still need to finish that as well again. But then, what else have we got? I actually can't think off the top of my head which festivals I'm going to be at this year. At the moment, there's still options coming in, so like it can be, there's like options in and options come in later. So maybe I'll be at a festival in festival season. I'm not sure which one specifically.
So do you have a bucket list? Some festivals you really want to play at this year or somewhere in the future?
Bucket list for like stages, you mean, like
stages or festivals or whatever.
For me, like festival wise, I think I've like almost tackled every. Well, one that I really would like to play at, simply because I think it would look really good, is the Hardstyle Viking at Climax.
Oh yeah.
That would be really cool. Like, just it's a very fitting theme with that kind of like style. Who knows? Maybe someday. Who knows?
Yeah.
Then like for me, I want to kind of take that act. Even Caine, I don't mind, to like bigger stages as well, like Blue at Def Con. That would be like a. Yeah, it'd be fucking awesome. All these kind of stages, like the bigger stages, because it was last year, like Decibel and all these other festivals. It was like playing to bigger crowds. That was great, really, really awesome. But yeah, I think bucket list wise, I think I've done almost
most of it. Yeah.
Maybe Tomorrowland, just to say I played at Tomorrowland.
That'd be, yeah.
But like I said, I've really ticked off all the list. I need to start a new one, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Get one going. Yeah.
So we're obviously in your studio right now, and can you show us a little bit around, maybe a track or something?
No, I don't think so.
Shite. Now, goodbye everybody.
Doei vriendjes. No, yeah,
Let's
sure,
do
of
this.
course.
Let's do this. So, what are you going to show us?
I'm going to show you a new track that it's pretty much finished. I've played it a few times actually already. It's the original track is called Chop Suey. It's from System of a Down, and I thought a while ago I had the idea just to do like a complete remake of it, but like not completely rock and like. So I got a vocalist called Cheryl Deneen. I think that's how you pronounce it. She done the vocals for this track, and it's like it's like piano and stuff. This is one I play regularly. Even it's meant to be like a kind of hardstyle Viking track, but I can't fucking help but play this one. And this is what I mean. Like this is a like one with more feels to it, and more serious, a more serious feel to it, rather than like fucking stupid vocals and whatnot. Kill me. I don't even know where it starts. Okay. So yeah, that's that so far. Well, there's more to it, but I'm not going to show it all. Actually, quite funny though. This vocals actually, like the Angels Deserve to Die, is actually me, and
Really?
not. Yeah, it's like I don't. If sampling these days is really like you can get fucked up for that shit. So don't do it. I've done it. I've done it a few times. I'm guilty of that, but I want to. From here on out, I want to kind of make everything originally my own stuff.
Angels deserve to
It's actually,
crazy,
it's actually
yeah.
my voice. But yeah, this track, it's if you listen to the vocal, the way it's been done, it's just a completely different take on.
I didn't even realize it was originally System of a Down. You said, right?
Yeah. System of a Down.
don't think I trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die.
She's got a really, really great voice without
Yeah.
even doing much editing to it. And this is like a vocoder to I don't know, just go with the chords and shit.
Trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die.
Quite a cool effect. And the rest, it's just, I mean,
Don't think
if I take out the vocal here, that's piano there. Definitely not Chop Suey that everyone knows. It's like, yeah, the original was like, wake up, wake up. and this is completely turned into like a piano fucking ballad or something.
So do you get a lot of inspiration from different genres in music?
Yeah, well, a lot. Like if you know, one of the things like when you're talking about inspiration, if I don't have inspiration to work on hardstyle, I will go and work on something else. I mean, one point I had like a complete block for like a month, so I just went and produced like 4 or 5 cinematic scores, and just I've not released them anywhere, but it's now the fact now that I've done that, I listened back to the tracks and I'm gonna use one of them in one of my Hardstyle Viking tracks.
Yeah,
so
that's
it
cool.
works pretty cool. But yeah, this is like this is more serious stuff, you know. Like the theme of it's and the vocal as well.
Yeah, the feel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a completely a more serious. Yeah. So it's really hits you straight in the feels. I think it's like really euphoric, and you're like, what the fuck? And that, like, I get a lot of messages like from people like or comments like people like, oh, where's the old Kane? And I don't really, I don't really like that people box me in like as like a guy who used to produce euphoric tracks. But this, if this is the old Kane, then I would say this is just certainly exactly who they want. But yeah, it's quite. I mean, it's a hard track. The kicks are fucking solid, which people want these days.
Yeah. And
it's just really energetic. Yeah, this is a piano. It's just a thing called Contact. People probably know what I'm talking about. I use a lot of Contact though, like a lot of it. I think this whole track is just basically based on this fucking plugin. There we go. And then for leads and stuff. So this is mainly silent, and to make these leads, you just, to be honest, like I make a layer. Sounds like shit. Sounds like shit. Just layer them all up. And I always have like a little screaming vocal used with Serum. Again, sounds like shit, but layer them together. Sounds full and all this shit. And then there's, if you listen here, mid intro there's like a which is just serum, I think. Yeah. And it's pretty much just a lot of pitch modulation and shit. With a fuck ton of wave shaper. If anyone using FL is watching this, wave shaper is your friend for everything. Literally for everything. I don't know, man. It's a really, really good distortion plugin, but it's like brings more crispness to your leads as well. A lot of people probably don't think of using distortion on your leads, but I highly recommend it. And I honestly don't really know why. It's like something that I just always do, and that is add like a small, like before the drop. It's energetic, I think.
Yeah, to lift it up a little bit.
Yeah. And I mean the original lead's not like the actual melody's not even like that. But it's like it goes. It's from the mid intro. One everyone asks about. Fucking kick. But yeah, like I mean, I get all the time. How do you make your kicks, and how do you do this and that? And I'll be honest, it's just I barely know what the fuck I'm doing half the time. I know there's obviously like a set way you do things. Like a routine, but the one thing I can say is if you're making a kick, there's a lot of distortion involved, but before the distortion you have an EQ, and that can actually, when you distort it, it changes the sound completely, but if you EQ it before the distortion, it can change the whole fucking thing, honestly. Let me see if I've got an example here. So this is like, oh yeah, there's a layer here. It gives it a fuller feeling. But this is like actually from like 3 different kicks. Oh fuck. So let me change them up here. So there's like a distortion layer with a little bit of reverb that gives that kind of whoop, whoop. You can hear it, makes it sound quite full. I think this is like just a punch from one of the kicks from this track. And this is quite an empty hollow tail, but really low end. These are the kicks that people like go, ah, you know, like, yeah. And the reaction is because, like, you know, like this one for instance, there's a lot of like crunch and tone in it, and it's not really like it doesn't give you that like sub, you know, like the reaction when people hear like for instance this last kick here, actually the outro. I didn't originally have this in, but I thought maybe going harder at the very end just keeps it interesting, changing the kick. And these are the ones that people always have that reaction to, and it's because, you know, there's like a really hard punch, but like almost no tone in the tail, you know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. It just sounds like a sub, like there's really no tone to it at all. So these kind of kicks just rely totally on sub bass. I don't think it's right. This is the thing about producing, man. People always ask me, and it's as if they think I've got like a set rule book that I follow every day. Like I have a how to do this, like how to make a track, and honestly, it's just about experimenting, like doing things that you probably shouldn't do in music. Like if I showed if I was to sit and studio with big guys, like big names or whatever, a lot of the things that I do, they'd probably be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing it this way?
Yeah.
Because I don't have a set rule, you know, like if I want to try, I mean, what was it in, what track is it actually I'm thinking of here? Oh no, it's not this one. It was a new one I'd done for my Hardstyle Viking live act, and it's called Prophecy. It's a really hard hitting one, and the screech in that's I think it was like a monkey. Yeah, really a monkey, just with a lot of distortion and weird shit going on, a lot of editing and stuff. But that's what I mean. Like you can do anything and make it sound good or bad, whatever.
I must say, I think it's like the 8th episode of the Produce Loft, and I hear it quite more often.
Yeah, that's
lately.
good.
Like people experimenting with certain sounds and their voice and stuff like that. Yeah.
For instance, like you know, like it's I get a lot of messages from people, I guess, who are aspiring to be a producer, and they just don't think. I think they think we have this set rule book, set way of doing things professionally. Like, it's well, I do this professionally, obviously, but it's like the sort of standard that people think that we live up to, or whatever. And it's not that way at all. Like if you want, like for me, if I was to choose, if I wanted to be a DJ or a producer, it's always 100% going to be this producing. And it's like
it's a creative process.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and sometimes you do actually, as a producer, you get sometimes caught. You get kind of caught in a rut where you're, like, I mean, I was doing things, you know, this, like I follow a very similar pattern when making music, like the build up, the intro, all this stuff. I still follow that quite, you know, I don't even realise I'm doing it sometimes. Like you can put some tracks from me together and they're almost the same, the same, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like, same build, you know.
Yeah, like the same parts.
Yeah, they're all like the same build up, and it's just a habit, you know. It's hard to break sometimes. But yeah, it's just about really experimenting with sounds and stuff. I think it was again like me and Chris when we were working on our collab. He came here, and we just worked on it a little bit, and I just done a drop. It was like. It said like "good kicks," and it's again that screech was like a fucking animal of some sort. Probably him. I don't even remember.
Him
like,
screaming.
Just something like, and then just okay. So moving on to like another part of my creative process. I'll show you guys how I made "Bring the Raw," which is like a less serious track. It's got my vocal in it and all this shit and weird stuff going on. So. You probably know the track.
Oh yeah. Let's get it. Gang. Pills, fucking bitches, making money, getting riches, calling it a drug, it's some hell of hard hit kicks. We getting all up in here, we getting hard up in here, we getting.
I mean, like, come on, it's got a fucking alarm in it. How badass can that get, man? And like, I mean,
popping pills, popping pills, fucking bitches, making money, getting riches. All I need is drugs and some hella hard kicks. We getting raw up in here, we getting hard up in here, we getting raw up in here, getting raw up in here, we getting raw up in here, we getting raw up in here. We getting raw, we getting raw, we getting raw, we getting raw, we get.
Which is just a low, fucking, low voice pitched all the way down and some distortion, fucking hell, distortion. Again, one of those kicks, you know. And this kick, I think it sounds like shit when it's not edited. This one gets a really good reaction, and the reason is because it's still like, you know, like fucking like if I take off the there's nothing, and then with all the distortion. And that's what I mean, like Wave Shaper, you know, fucked up, and this is like the, if I take that out, gives it more crunch. But like the thing I was talking about is like editing, and like flinging a Wave Shaper on and editing with an EQ before, like for instance. Changes it so much with like small fucking things. So it goes a bit overboard with distortion and stuff, but that's what this track's about, just being fucking retarded basically. They're like having a trap beat over here. Horns and all sorts of alarms and shit. Oops. But yeah, this, you know, this, you can't take this seriously at all. Still keeps the melody though. Yeah, and for like a lot of, literally I think almost every single channel, I use a thing called Oxford Inflator, and I don't even know, like, you can boost the volume on it and it never like makes it sound like shit. You push it too hard, it's going to sound like shit, but you get a lot of like compressors and limiters and stuff that just, they put a little bit of volume on and it feels like it's already crushing it. This plugin does exactly the opposite. It's like crushing it, but it's like for a hardstyle kick or a raw kick or hardcore or whatever, it sounds like it's meant to be. That's over exaggerating though, but like. Yeah, doesn't go overboard. This is, I literally use this on like every channel. I don't know why I'm telling everyone this because they're gonna like steal all my shit. But. think again this is a serum screech. Yeah. I use serum a lot actually for these kind of things now. With a sidechain, because when you put sounds over a kick, there can be like putting a sweep of take the low end out, and then doing a LFO, an LFO. I use LFO tool. That's why I'm saying that. A sidechain, and it's with the volume, and it like if there's a kick playing and there's a sound going over that, it's gonna like take away the power of the kick. So if you've got like a little sidechain sweep, takes off the volume, and then as the kick hits, the sound comes up. So it's like you can hear the punch of the kick more dominantly. Fucking water drop. Like, yeah. So this is where you can tell that I'm just having a bit of fun. Yeah, that's pretty much the creative process of like a not so serious track.
I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment about your favorite part, any questions you have, whatever. Of course, follow Greig on social media, whatever. I'll link everything below. Anything special you want them to follow you on? Like Instagram?
Follow me everywhere, right?
Everywhere, yeah.
Everywhere. You can stalk me, you can take pictures of my house and stuff. It's perfectly fine with me.
Follow me everywhere as well. You
Yeah.
can not take pictures of my house, but feel free to take pictures of his house. And I hope to see you guys next time. I'll be back with more episodes of the Produce Love Festival vlogs and a lot more coming. So, see you soon.
Yeah. Doei vriendjes.
Doei vriendjes.
Doei gang.